evening. It is time to make some video games. It's dev time. Oy. Hello, everybody. And hey, Julie Muds. Nice. It's good. It's good to see you. Top of the stream, you know. It has been a hot minute since I've been in the hot seat, so to speak. So that's fun. But yeah, I'm glad to be back and glad to be here doing things. Yeah, let's. I suppose we should get started with things. You know, it would probably be a good idea. Okay, so when I had last left off, I was right. I was testing a bunch of things in here, and I was finishing up with a bunch of different assets. And then, as I mentioned in the description of the video, we're going to be importing a bunch of stuff to actually make this game look like a game, not just a prototype. So let's start doing that. Let's see, where are you? Assets, missions, Michael Watney, images, and we'll start with rights. Oh yeah, we already. I forgot I actually made a small animation that is his run, but it's not very good. Okay, here we go. Let's bring in everything of Audrey 2 first. And we'll put all of his parts into a folder. It didn't work how I thought it would. Audrey 2. Shaboom. Now they're all in here. Okay, what next? Ah, yes, Audrey 2, but in the front. Give me 1 second. I think the the live stream chat is a little off. I'm at school, out of class, was still at the building road with my mom, so driving here, so I'm sitting here waiting. So how are you doing? Ah, cool. So you have a little bit of time, I suppose. But yeah, I'm doing okay. As I mentioned, it's been a bit since I've been here actually streaming and stuff, but I'm glad to be here and I'm glad to be back. There's a lot that happened in the past few weeks that didn't necessarily make me available for streaming and such. Part of that was due to, well, I mean, hey, I wasn't really I wasn't having enough energy when I was waking up and doing things and all stuff the past few weeks or a couple weeks. I'm trying to remember exactly. It was like one of the weeks I had something going on later that day, so I thought to myself, oh well, if I'm going to be leaving at like 3 o'clock, then there's no reason for me to stream for just a few hours and then, you know, be good and gone. So there was that, and then I think 1 week it was just like I had been doing things every other day of the week, and so to also be working on things that day, it was just like, oh god, another day. So So yeah, fun stuff. But yeah, needless to say, I am doing better, so to speak. Okay, let's go ahead and get all the rest of this in here. Except for that, I don't know why that's mixed in. Ooh. Okay, now one thing I noticed when I was looking around here, I don't think I actually have the little shop background, so that's interesting. I'm gonna have to actually export that.
What is this place?
Create a folder for the little mini Audrey. That's not how you spell Audrey. Do I have... Hold on, I just wanted to check. For some reason, I thought I had two different mini Audreys, like a purple one and a blue one. I thought I remember that being the case, but I'm not finding it anywhere. Let's check the Photoshop, shall we? I'll need to go here anyway to get the other asset that I was talking about. City background, that's the one. Not sure why Audrey 2 is fully imported here. Doesn't make sense. Oh, it probably got mixed in with the... Oh, I know what happened. I hit import, and then it asks like, oh, what do you want to import? And that's when I clicked on the Photoshop thing. And so the computer thought I was importing the Photoshop thing when I wanted to just open it. Silly computer, don't do what I tell you, do what I want you to do. I feel like that's like 90% of problems people have with computers. They want it to do something, but they're telling it to do something else. Okay, it does not seem like I had saved Mini Audrey, which is unfortunate. I wonder where that would be at. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a break at some point to do something, but that's okay. Okay, well that's a no-go. It is weird how we only have one version of Mini Audrey, but at the same time, I can probably easily just change. Oh, what? Where did you come from? Why are you here? Man, I must have really forgotten. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I completely forgot that I made Mini Audrey 2 on the city background PSD. Oh, that's weird. Also, I didn't even mean to open this one up. That was just by happenstance at that point. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make basically a blue version of this color. So we're actually going to literally take that color and just that. Maybe make it a little brighter. There we go. And then we're just going to fill it in. Oops. Oh, right. It's different layers. Okay. Then we're going to brighten it a bit. Come on. There we go. Easy. Okay, export, layers to files. Sprites, mini on, well, let's actually mini, this is gonna be funny. Mini Audrey 2. And I'll call them like the freeze version or something. This is literally just me speculating and being like, oh, what could the name be this time? You know, it could be anything, but I want to see what specifically I should make it and call it, because that's more interesting. I'll let you know. I am trying to develop the certain skills as a streamer, in particular filling in the gaps and voids of silence. That is something that I'm not used to doing. And I know that it's not exactly commentating, because I know like commentators and stuff, they need to do that. They just need to keep talking and talking, and like when one person stops talking, then the other person stops talking. But if you're a streamer, then you only have yourself, and so that can be difficult. Gotta go. I'll see you in the next 30 minutes to an hour when I'm home. Cool. See ya. I assume you already left though. Don't need this anymore, but I'll go ahead and save it. And we're gonna open up the little shop. Here we are. Now, I do like this. This is good and fine and all well. Although, now that I'm seeing it, I don't know why this is here. Is there a way to set that only? Line up easily, so let's just do this. Not quick. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to take that out because I assume the city will be behind it, or if anything, the Unity video game background Skype thing will be behind it, so makes sense. Ooh. Okay, well, let's go ahead and export this. Actually, cancel. I need to do the export as, because I forget exactly how. Well, I mean, I do nearest neighbor, that's for sure. I could double the scale. Yeah, let's do that just to be sure. Checking something. Okay. Da-da-da-da. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And I'll just save it in the root. Save it in the root. Save it in the root. Definitely sounds like a Zoot Suit song or something. I don't even know if that sounded right. A Zoot Suit song, you know? Did y'all ever hear about those? Like, I don't even know if it's actually a type of song, but like, I mean, there's a song that's called like Zoot Suit something, and the more I say it, the more it means nothing, and the more it sounds actually pretty weird. But you know. Okay, let's go ahead and make a folder. Or wait, no, we already made a folder for Mini Audrey. Yeah, that's empty. Okay, so I just need to bring him in. Come on in, the water's fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring in Little Shop. And that's fine where it is because it's just a single sprite. Let's bring in the second Audrey. I forgot I could literally just drag and drop into here to import it. And create a new folder, just like so. Mini Audrey 2, not 23. I'm not making that many. Gosh, there's so much meta commentary that I'm going to be doing on in this game, if possible, and I'm very excited to get started with that. Okay, I'm gonna do platforms next, or rather the cars in the mailbox. I've already got the Micah sprite. I've got Audrey 2. I don't know who you are. Somebody's trying to call me. What was the 785 number? No, wait, no, it wasn't. It was somebody from Massachusetts. No idea, probably another spam caller. I get those a lot. Well, not like a lot, but like almost every day. So that's fun. Don't know why I have 2 sprite bases for him, but I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything pretty much. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my own music. And just making sure that the desktop audio is muted. Let's see what this is. I'm gonna listen to something called Fresh Finds Folk. Maybe. No, you guys aren't hearing that. Sorry, I had to pause your music for a second. Am I hearing it? No. Well, okay, that sounds like a dumb question. Oh. That's what's going on. My speakers weren't on. Doy. And Interesting. Maybe not today. Oh yeah, this is much better. Got a chill mix. Definitely heard this one before though. Oh. Okay. Let's turn that down actually. So then, we got a lot to do. We got a lot of stuff to work with though. I say we just start by making the scene that we're in just be the city background scene. So with that in mind, we're going to okay. Yeah, we're gonna create an empty, and this is just gonna be a folder. And we're gonna. I'm trying to find a comfortable position that doesn't hurt my back by leaning forwards, but also isn't like so far back that I can't do everything right. I think something's up with my chair, because whenever I lean back, I lean like way back, and it does not feel right. So I'm also just trying to sit more properly but yeah. Anyway, city background. Okay. Let's see how this looks. It's very small. What's his pixels per unit? Where is he? These are all 10 pixels per unit. Okay. So that's probably what I need to make everything in here. There we go. Point. And I think everything else is right. Point no filter, basically. It's basically the same thing as what was it called? Nearest neighbor in Photoshop. It basically makes it so that there's no like anti-aliasing or blending between the pixels, which is what we want because, you know, pixel art is better because of that and stuff. Okay, now that looks a bit better. Let's zoom the heck out. Ooh, that is big. Maybe a bit too big, actually. Let's scale that down a bit. Maybe. Ooh, actually, that might be almost the right size. Basically, we want... Yeah, it needs to be a little bit bigger. So, which means the pixels per unit needs to be a bit smaller. So let's go 40. Let's see how that looks. Wait. Don't know why it was showing up on there, but okay. That's much better. Well, actually, I think it needs to be just a tad smaller, or bigger rather. Yeah. We want it to be. We want the height of the door on this laundry thing to be like there, so it needs to be just a wee bit bigger. go 25 and see where that puts us. I probably need to have it at 30, but let's make sure that it's not too big first. So yeah, see, that's too big. Let's go 30. That's still a bit too big. So let's try 35. Yeah, there we go. That's the size I'm looking for. Wait, why are you small? Why are you the only thing that's small? Or are you not small? Wait a second, why are there... Never mind. I saw like there was a bunch of things here and I was like, wait, why are there so many things? But there's only like 2 things that are empty. Why is like, wait, is it that small on purpose? It seems like it needs to be bigger, right? No, but that's the size of one of those. I think then, just because it doesn't look that great here, I'm actually going to double it. So I'm actually going to put it at 70 pixels per unit. I have no idea what this warning means. A DXT1 filter? A DXT what filter? Oh geez, okay, I needed to go the other way. Right, to make it bigger, you make the pixels per unit smaller. What's 35 divided by 2? That'd be 15 and then 2.5, so 17.5? I have no idea if that'll even work. Yeah, apparently it accepts it. And hey, that's much better. Oh, you know what? I need to, yeah. I just remembered, like, even if you sort things good over here, you actually need to have a proper sorting order, which is here. Now with Micah and all of his sprites, I have all of these orders set into a layer, and it's the default layer. However, I need a different layer. And I forget how to access that exactly. Window to the window to the wall. 2D. No, not quite. XR. Holographic emulation depreciated. You better believe it's depreciated. Or de-appreciated? I don't know how to say that properly. Okay. Where in the world would I even find that? Wait. Windows. No, not inspector. Console. Project? No, that's down there. I don't even remember. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Sorting layers, layers. So I do have other layers, but I don't have other sorting layers. So let's make a new layer, call it background. And then we're gonna leave default alone because that's where the player is. I'm trying to think if I want the player to walk on things. I don't know if this matters actually, but I don't know if I should have them on a different layer or on the same layer. As well, I guess it wouldn't matter because even if it was on the same layer, then I would have to decide which sprite it was in front of or behind. So yeah, so it doesn't really matter. So I can keep it in the background if I want. Okay. So you're in the background and you are the background. Ah, okay, so that's interesting. Easy fix though. So I was not sure how this was arranged, but it makes sense now. Okay, so yeah, background. How about you? Let's have you in the background too. Okay, now I'm going to import pretty much everything else. Well, actually, hold on. Well, yeah, no, yeah, I need to import everything else regardless. No, not as an animation. I forgot that it does that by default. I forgot that I need to drag each and every single one of these in by themselves. There we go. Okay, now this looks very cluttered, and it is, but there is a point. There is a point to it. First off, let's see, because we're actually going to have to do some programming here. Goodness. Okay. Because I don't know if you remember this, but basically, what I'm wanting to do is loop all of these, but not make it a simple like, oh, it's that pattern again and then that pattern and stuff. No, we're actually going to randomize a bunch of things. That way he can run for a long amount of time, but he'll have different platforms and different interactions and different buildings and stuff to look at, and it's going to be all nice, good, and fun. And actually, now that I think about it, okay, so here's my thought. We have this ground piece here, and as it is currently, it is exactly half of one of these, which is fine. That's fine. But I don't think we want it to be that much. Yeah, and because it's broken up into basically this is the squares here, I want the squares to line up. And it's 16 squares across, so that actually gives us a lot of flexibility. So here's my thinking. I want little gaps in between each of the buildings, right? So I'm thinking that we should have the ground actually be the width of, have the ground be the width, be a certain width, so that the size of the building is exactly 3/4 of one of these, of one of the ground. So what that means is that we're going to have to delete this and then change once more the pixels per unit. Now, 17.5, when we doubled that, it was 35. Yeah. And this is this is a total amount, but we want 3/4 of this. So I'm going to break out a calculator because I'm not that good at math and go 35 times 0.75, and that equals 26.25. 26.25. Apply. And boom. Look at that. It's perfect. Now that's what I call working with math, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so that's good. That looks good. Now basically the idea is okay. So this is where everything kind of needs to happen all at once, but I can't make it happen all at once, so we're going to have to try our best. Basically, what's going to happen is that what I'm going to code is at a certain point beyond the screen. So this little white box that is here, that goes around the player currently, that is the camera. And the camera, as I've set it so far, I don't think I actually have the camera moving at all, but eventually I'm going to have it follow the player, but not like all the time. Like if he jumps, then it won't follow him, or if he goes too far off one side or the other, it won't, etc., etc. It's going to be a basic game camera. That's not too jarring. Goodness, there's a lot of text messages happening today. I think I know why, though. Oh, yeah. So, with that, my uncle, I think, well, I think it's my aunt's birthday or something, and she's wanting us, my aunt's birthday is coming up, and my uncle wants all of his family and cousins and stuff, brother, sister, their sons and daughters and all that, to film videos, just being like, "Hey, happy birthday, yeah." And so I'm gonna have to do that here in a little bit. Probably do that at 1 o'clock once I get some progress on this. But yeah, so basically what I'm wanting to do is at some point in front of the camera where nothing can be seen, whenever the player gets to a certain point, it is going to spawn in a new thing. And then that is going to be randomly generated. It's going to start by spawning a new ground block, and then doing a new building out of a set of all of these 7. And then finally, there is going to be a small chance for either a car or a mailbox to be in front of it as a platform. Now, when I say as a platform, that means that we can't just spawn the sprite itself, but we do actually have to spawn it as a game object. And that basically just means, hey, we make it so that it has a box around it that collides with other physic things. Pretty simple stuff. The biggest problem is we have to basically figure out where all the different parameters and stuff are. For instance, if this is the ground, we don't want the camera to go below this, because otherwise it's going to see a bunch of nothing. So we're going to set this to 0, and then we're going to see how far down we can go before we hit bottom. It's moving way too fast. But it looks to be about 8.8. Let's see what -9 looks like. -9 goes a little bit under, which isn't a bad thing, actually. I almost wonder if we should double this. Like double the size of... that's fine. Well, it doesn't really matter too much. The camera can only go up so high, though, otherwise it's going to clip into all that stuff. So that's one thing that we can do, actually, is, well, okay. I'm going to take a look at what this has first. Okay, static, rigid body, and a box collider. Pretty simple. Delete. And then I'm going to add that stuff onto here. Physics 2D, rigid body 2D, static. And then we're going to have a box collider. It's not a trigger. I don't have an effector or a composite right now. And it's going to auto size it, of course, which is fine. That's actually what I want. It's taken a lot for me to not sing along to the current song I'm listening to, because it's a good one. So something I realized, all of these have space to their right, because when I made them in the context of, hey, I want them to be a certain size. So can I like... Oh, yeah, I totally can. Okay. Okay, well, this is gonna take a minute, but that's okay. No. Let's see, border. Oh, okay, I know what I need to do. Well, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. That's... okay. That's weird. So I have to figure out the dimensions of this and then whittle it down? Yeesh. So it looks like it's about at... yeah, right there. So 1920 by 1000. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because the way that they track the borders is not it's not where it is like compared to the front of it. So the right border here, it is not at, like it says 1442 right here. It is not 1442 pixels to the right of this side. It is 1442 pixels away from the, or sorry, not from the left. It is from the right. It is 1442 pixels from this side. And so therefore, if I want to find the proper center, which I don't really need to, I guess, I could just guesstimate it. Yeah, you know what? It actually doesn't matter that much. I just realized, like, I can totally just guess, because I'm not going to have any physics with this thing. No, did that fix it? I don't think it did. That didn't do anything. What the heck? Why? Is it the skinning editor that I need? No, that's for bones. How do I slice? Why isn't it letting me slice? I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, that still didn't do anything. Okay. Oh, that's okay. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see, we have this, so if I hit play, he should just land on it. Yep, there we go. Easy. Okay. So I'm actually going to let's do the main camera first. And for this, I'm actually going to add a flow machine to the camera. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're not going to use this on anything else, so I'm going to embed it and just call it camera. Okay, here we go. Okay, now. One thing that's nice about visual scripting is I can literally just say what I want to have happen, and then because it has human naming, I actually just look for the thing that has that name on it, and most of the time it works. Like, obviously I have to know what I'm doing for the most part, and I have to know actually how to order things and whatnot, but like at this point in the game, in terms of me knowing how to program stuff, it's actually a lot easier for me to just say what I need and then to find it. Okay, so with that being said, so what I want to have happen is for the camera to track the I want to set the position of the camera equivalent to the position of the character. However, I do not want it to exceed certain bounds. Yes. And for reference, we are going to take one of these and just place it down. Okay. And we'll figure out those bounds later. But the point is, okay, let's just get some things that we need. Set position.
All right, let's bring that beat back.
Rigid body 2D. Yeah, I think that's okay. Then we also need get position. It's not going to be a self. Okay, so that means that we need to make some game objects. First off, we're going to have player. Game objects. And pretty sure yeah, it's just this. Yeah, it'll be the center of that. Okay. And then I'm going to drag this in here and connect it there. All right, so this basically means get the position of the player. And then at the start, well, actually, No, actually, I don't want to do that, but... Oh, what is it? There's something... Right, okay. I know. I remember now. Okay, well, first off, we don't need it to be on start. We need it to be on update. We do want it to be at set position. However, one thing that's cool about, I guess, programming in general is that all that this stuff really does is that it takes certain values and plugs them. It takes values from one place and then it plugs them into others. So what that means is that before this data of the 2D position point of the player gets to the set that to this point, I can adjust it. I can make it so that it's slightly different. So for instance, well, first off, I can separate them out into get X and get Y. There we go. And then this will purely just extract those two. And let's actually full screen this for now. And now I need a clamp function. I forget the difference between these. Okay, integer and float. We need the float. Okay. So this is the value that we have. Let's copy this. And actually, now that I think about it, the X value actually needs to be something different. Dang, I forget how to do this. Okay, so basically what I'm wanting to do, this isn't something that I've done since, oh, actually, I didn't even do it then. Okay, I was gonna say there was a game that I made a while back that used this technique, and I forgot it, but it turns out I didn't even use it then. So basically what I'm wanting to do is make it so that the player can move a little bit in the middle, but then once he reaches a certain point, then the camera will start following him. So how do I do that? I guess I could try a lerp function. Like, if the player exceeds, like, a certain X value compared to the camera, then the camera moves closer to it. That could work. Maybe. I don't even know what you would like call that to look it up, you know? But I suppose it's worth a shot. Unity, camera, 2D camera, follow player, camera bounds. How about delay follow player, maybe? Hey. How to make camera follow player and whatever. It's not really what I want. Sorry, I'm just kind of reading through this article. Yeah. No, I don't want a cinema machine camera. I'm not sure. Let's try the lerp function. But before we do that, actually, I am going to take a small break. Just real quick, it is 1 o'clock. I need to make that video for my uncle. So I'm gonna do that. But I promise that I'll be back soon. And so hang tight. And yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. Hello, I am back. Alrighty. And hey, Shudima, welcome back. Your thing isn't showing up in chat because I just transitioned back, but I do see you, and hello. Oh gosh, that that reminds me of a terrible joke. Oh man, how do I even go about telling this? I'll just try and start, I guess. So, as all the good jokes do start off as, there's a guy in a deathbed, right? And his best friend or his wife or somebody close to him is next to him. And he's like fading away and stuff, and he's kind of, not speaking right and stuff and saying weird things. And near one of the last things that he said was like he looked up and he said, "I see you." And the wife or the best friend, I can't remember how the joke goes exactly, but they're taken aback by this right before they die, and they're like, "Whoa, that was so deep." And then they go about their life with this in mind of like, oh, I'm this person that is seen. Like, trying to figure out like what does it mean? I don't know. I have no idea. And so he finally, to figure this out once and for all, he goes back to where they died in the hospital, and to see if there's anything that maybe bring some closure or whatever. And he looks around, and then he sees that where the person was looking, there was a sign at the top of the door that read, "I see you." The letters ICU, as in intensive care unit. I don't know. It's not the greatest joke in the world, and I'm not the best at telling it, but I thought of that when I said it. But yeah. Anyway, what happened while I was gone? Basically we've been bringing in a lot of stuff into Unity. As I mentioned before, we have pretty much everything, but I can't remember exactly where we left off, but after I brought everything in, and what I'm doing currently is that I am programming the camera, I'm programming the camera to follow the player in a certain way, so that basically the camera can't go below or above a certain point, but it will only follow the player left and right after the player gets a certain distance away. So, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do that exactly. What I need, actually, is need a copy of this. I'm going to move this over here so I can work with this a bit. Okay, so I need to take the X value of the camera and the X value of the player, and then subtract them. Yeah, get the difference between them first. And just make it scalar. I honestly don't know the difference between generic and scalar, other than generic lets you subtract more things and scalar only does numbers. Why are you... We've seen a rigid body component? Oh, it's not. It's referencing itself. Unless you're saying that it doesn't have... Oh, wait. Hit position. Yeah, okay. Wait, no, still? Hold on. Oh, the camera doesn't have a rigid body. Duh. Excuse me, why are there 2 zeros over here? Oh, I'm sure they'll go away at some point. So I need the transform version of this. Maybe. that would work. Okay. And then I'm going to subtract one from the other to get the difference. And let's see. And basically, if this difference exceeds a certain amount, positive or negative, then it needs to move a certain direction. But I don't know what that difference would be. Okay, well, let's take him and let's say here and there, basically at the bounds of that. So 10's a bit far. I think 8 on each side would work. Okay, so I guess we need a branch. And then we need a greater than or equal to, as well as a less than or equal to. Okay, so if it is, if the difference between them, and I'm saying the difference between them because they're both going to be moving into the positive range. So instead of saying, hey, when the player gets to 8 or higher, yeah, I need it to be when the difference between the camera and the player is 8. And if that's not true, then we're going to do another branch to test to see if it's less. Okay. Now, if it is true, if it is true, then we need to I guess move over. Trying to think. This is a difficult logic thing. Right, I said I would try to do lerp, so this is one of the weirdest value things in Unity, and I know I'm more than certain that it's an actual math term, but it's a weird named term. Like, it sounds dumb. The interpolation value. I don't even know what that means. Okay. So basically, if this is true, then, well, actually, if either of these are true, yeah, okay. So if either of these are true, so we need to add an OR function. The heck am I listening to? It was like some weird country song that came on. I'm not opposed to country, but It is not my preference, especially when I'm working. I don't want to be doing some programming and stuff and then all of a sudden I hear I pull up in my pickup truck or whatever. Oh, hold on, I don't want to sing too much, otherwise I might get copyright claimed by all of country. Okay, so if either the difference between the camera and the player is greater than or less than 8, then what I'm going to do is lerp the two. And basically what lerping does is that instead of it saying, hey, go to this position right now, it says, hey, take your time getting to this position. You know, maybe only go halfway and then halfway again. Kind of like that one, not paradox, but it might be a paradox. It's the one where like this guy like it's a thought problem where or thought experiment where say a guy is racing a turtle, right? And I'm just going to get out 2 random things for this because I think this is kind of funny. Okay, so let's say that you have this guy up here. Actually, let's get 2 different ones. Here, let's say that this is the dude and this is the turtle, all right? And basically the dude is challenged to beat the turtle in a race. And let's say that the race is like to get to, let's add a 3rd one here just cause, yeah. So in this case, let's say that the goal is for either of them to get to past the input sign here. And the dude's like, oh, that's easy, I can totally do it. And he's like, okay, well, let's say that the turtle gets a head start, you know, and is already halfway there. Can you still beat him? And he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm at least twice as fast as the turtle. And it's like, okay, well then let's see. So here's the thing. Let's say that it takes 10 seconds for the turtle to get to the finish, and then 10 seconds for the person to get to the finish, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But basically, let's say that the turtle moves this much, okay? Well, in that time, this guy has only moved, right, okay, sorry. Okay, so the turtle moves halfway to the finish line, right? And in that amount of time, this guy has also moved halfway to the finish line. Okay, he's catching up, you know? And then, let's say again that the turtle, you know, he gets halfway to the finish line. Well, then the guy also gets halfway to the finish line. And then half, and then half, and then half, and 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 half, over and over and over and over and over again. And it gets to the point where it's an infinite cycle. And basically the thought experiment is, in this case, is it even possible for the race to finish? Because if they keep on going half the distance that they're going, or even if there's no, you know, finish line, if the person only gets just, you know, halfway closer to where the turtle is, will he ever be faster than the turtle? And obviously, like, you know, the answer is yes. You know, in a second here, he's going to just speed on past and then win the race or whatever. But in this thought experiment where, you know, the turtle moves, you know, 1 meter, and then the person moves, I don't know, he moves a half meter or something. I don't know how exactly it works, but basically the guy is never able to actually catch up to the turtle because of him only moving half and half and half and half and half. There's a better way to explain it that I can't, but it's an interesting thing. Anyway, That's basically what lerping does. Oh, now I got your brain working. No, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. You just got off from school. I apologize. It was not my intention to have your brain work. Okay, so next we're going to do the clamp, and this one's easy to figure out actually. We don't want the camera to go lower than it is currently, which is 0, so that's easy. But we also don't want it to go higher than there. So like 7? Yeah, 7. So the minimum value is correct, the maximum value is 7. And we'll connect that up there. And, right, it's not a rigid body. There we go. Oh, is there a 2D version? Does not seem like there is, weirdly. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, here we go. Create vector 3 with an X and Y component. Or with just an X and Y component. And then connect that up to the branch. Okay, now that is all true. However, if it is false, if this logic problem here is false, basically saying if the player is within the bounds of the camera, more or less, then the camera only applies its X value and otherwise just takes, otherwise it doesn't move. So, how do I do that actually? Well, first off, I need this, for both of these rather. Connect that up. And the Y still happens how the Y happens, but the X is a bit more tricky. Right, I think I just do this. So basically what this does is, what's the X value that it needs to set to? Well, whatever the X value of it is. So it doesn't change. Okay, now, I did this right. And I'm going to need more of these, or at least scale it up by a ton. It looks terrible, but there is a purpose for this. Okay. Now, let's play and see what happens. Where's the camera? It's at 0. Why am I not... Why am I not seeing anything? Oh. Oh, the heckin' Z value. Jeez. Okay. If I don't change it, it shouldn't change, but that's okay. Okay, basically what happened there, I need, like, even though it's a 2D camera, it does actually have depth to it for some reason. And because of that, I actually need to keep it set at a certain point. And in this case, it's -10. Because positive would be like moving into the scene, so negative is moving away from it. Now, if I hit play, it should stay where it is. There we go. Okay. Now that we have that, yep. Well, we broke the game in a different way, but that's okay. That's... Hold on, is it? No, it's connecting. That's weird. Wait, what's going on? Detect floor. Interesting. It's hitting null. Oops. I think I moved it the wrong way. Interesting. So it's not... It says that it's not hitting anything, which is just not true. Is there something that I had? Maybe environment? Ah, that's what it was. The ground, and all other obstacles for that matter, need to be tagged with environment. Or, ow. Oh, okay, no, that's not what it was. Actually, I can leave it on that. Okay, right, I'm remembering what I did. Because right now I have it as get name, and that's probably not what I need. I actually think I need to get tag. Oops. Component get tag. That. And then the tag needs to be what do we call it? I'll just call it ground. And then we're gonna add a tag. That's just ground. And tag it. Okay. So this should work. Good. Okay, good. There we go. That's what I'm wanting. Okay, anyway. So it looks like the Y value is working properly, which is good. That's what we want. Now, how about the X? Able to move around, but I'm able to move off. Okay. So what is happening here? Ah, it's the interpolation. Okay. Okay. So I know I messed up. Basically. So, basically what I was doing, well, first off, this needs to be a number greater than 0. And the higher it is, the faster it will transition to it. So for now, I'm just going to set it at 1. But I might reduce that later, depending on how quick it does it and how jittery it feels. However, next, what I need to do is I need to... So basically what it's doing right now is I am telling it, hey, when the player gets to a certain point on the screen, move the camera to where that point is in the center. And what that translates into basically is, as you noticed, whenever I move a certain point off the screen, the camera just snaps back to me suddenly, and I don't want that. I want it to just push a bit. Oh my gosh, another country? What is going on? Okay, anyway, so basically I need to do the difference again. Okay, well, the difference, and then add it to where the camera is. Yeah. I have no idea if this will actually work or not. Let me think. Okay, so get the camera's position and subtract from it the player's position. If they're in front, then the number's going to be negative. So I'm going to say the camera should be wherever it is minus a certain amount, which is not what I want. I want it to go the other way. So I need to switch these two. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that should work. Should. That's always the thing. This should work. Okay, let's go ahead and walk off. That's better. Okay, now let's reduce the lerp function to a very small amount. See if that helps. It does. It's still quite jittery, but it's better. Let's reduce it even further. Okay, now that's a bit too much. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Wait, was I not able to move after that? Whoa. Why am I not able to move after I dodge? And why isn't the dodge animation playing? I thought this was all fine. Okay, well, for now, let's not worry about that. Let's just make this camera work properly first. That's better. What if it was 0.03? It seems like it takes a second. But that's fine. 0.04? That's pretty good. That's pretty dang good, actually. It's a little bit jittery, but it's not bad. And I might actually reduce the bounds of this a bit. Let's go with that for now, 0.04. Actually, I'm gonna do 0.035 to kind of get an in between, because 0.04 seemed like a little much, but it wasn't bad. Okay, let's do 4 and -4 and see how that feels. Basically, I want the player to see the enemy coming. I don't want him to walk into it accidentally. Okay, so that's too slow on the camera. So I guess 0.04 is the way to go. No, but it needs to be quicker.
Holy crap, I want to do that again.
Wait, 0.04 is still way too slow. Yeah, because I'm slowly moving farther off the screen. As a player, I can confirm I would rather see an enemy coming than walk into one accidentally. Yeah, exactly. There's got to be a way to do this better. Wait a second, why am I lerping? Lerping makes it so that it's a smoother transition, but that's not what I want. Hold on. I think... What if I didn't lerp? What if I just set it? Right, that's why I can't do that. There's a way to do this with math. I know that there is. Because I need to take these values. Okay. Okay, let me think for a second. I'm gonna go silent for a second, but I'm gonna figure this out. Okay.
Look, you and me on the Charles River. All right now, Glenn. I'm just happy. I've never felt that before.
There. Get the difference. Add it back in that. Wait, so what is... Puts them back at 0. So then, if I get the difference, then it's just that. I want the position of the player. If it's greater than, I need to set it back to what it was, which would be equal. So I need this, okay. I need to change this to greater. I need to change this to just less. And I think I need to do 2 separate ones. Let's find where it is, actually. Okay, so if it's greater than 4, I want the camera to be set at the position of where the player is plus 4. This is if both of them are false. And I'm going to add -4 because, okay, yeah. There, and then there, and neither of those work. That. Okay. I think I got it. Okay, so I don't know if you were following, but basically, I'm going to simplify it a bit. But it actually is a bit more effective, I think. So the idea is that at every frame, I am going to test whether the player is more than 4 units in front of the camera or more than 4 units behind the camera. And if either of those and if either of those are true, then the camera basically makes it so that they are at 4. So if he gets to be at 4.1, basically, if the difference is 4.1, then I set it to 4. And if it's negative 4.1, I set it to negative 4. The difference, rather. The actual X value will change based off of where the player is, of course. But yeah, and then if it's between 4 and negative 4, then I just make it the position of wherever the camera was beforehand. Okay, now with that being said, this should work. Should, but we'll see. And would you look at that? It works perfectly. Hallelujah. Amen. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so I've got that. That's all well and good. Something's up with the physics here, with him. Yeah, if it's false, then add the force of gravity to him. That's fair. If he's on the ground, stop the jump animation. And if he jumps, then do the jump animation. Yeah, that's all well and good. There's gonna be me reading through a lot of very specific things, but yeah, it's a add force and pulse. But it might be that I need to set velocity. That's a different one. No, but oh well, I could just okay. Get velocity. Get X. I can do that. Okay, let's see if that fixes the jump. So basically what was happening with the jump is that if the player was falling and then tried to jump, he would only do like a little bit of a hop instead of a full jump. And that's because he was fighting against gravity. But okay. There we go. That's more like it. And if you're wondering why the player sometimes jumps higher or lower, it's because of this little jump height thing here. And it's actually a really... It's a really handy thing. It's basically what a lot of old school... It's a lot of what old school pixel art, well, not pixel art, a lot of old school games did, which is basically when you're holding the jump button, just set the gravity to 0.5 or to half or whatever you want. That way, like, if they want to jump higher, you just hold the button down longer. And because gravity is half of what it normally is when you are holding the jump button, then you will jump higher. The downside to this, though, and I could easily change this actually, is that it affects the gravity of everything. However, again, I don't think that should be a problem unless the mini Audreys fall somehow. I guess if they're on a car, then they would, but or if they jump, and yeah, okay. Now that I think about it.
And that can be a great exercise for adapting to the world.
So what is... Okay, so that's the gravity scale as it is.
I think that it's the job of the artist
So basically what I'm going to do,
to push the
this is just the
boundaries of what
simple gravity function of, hey, if I'm not on the ground, apply gravity to me.
and we might
But what I'm going to do then... I'm probably actually going to delete this function completely, so I'll just do that for now to disable it.
I think that having art
But
is a cornerstone of a free society, and that artists help us to recontextualize things, to make connections that we might not otherwise make, and they're not always successful at it, but I think part of that is artists pushing the boundaries of the art itself.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically this is all asking, like, if I'm holding the jump button and I am moving upwards, then I will apply the force of gravity. Right? Well, okay, no, if that's all true, then I apply half the force of gravity, and otherwise I apply the full force of gravity. Simple. Yeah.
Asking the question, what is art and what is music and what are the limits? And we saw it in the Dadaist movement painting.
Or in this case, it looks like it is a fourth of
backlash
it,
against that.
which that works.
Hyper-realism and photorealism. So, in
Oh,
terms of
I
evolution, I
forgot
think
about that.
we've evolved as a question-asking species.
Divide. Can I do a generic? Looks like I can.
And those
And
questions
divide
have
by
led us to do
4.
things like harness the power of fire and discover
I'd be
the
interested to
will
see
and have
people's
agriculture
preferences on this kind of thing.
and
But whenever I pull out, like, whenever I want to get a fourth of something, there are two ways that you can do it, obviously. You can either divide it by 4 or multiply it by 0.25. And I'd be curious to see what different people do, Like, do a majority of people multiply it by 0.25, or do a majority of people divide by 4? Now, I know that in, like, a normal circumstance of I have a calculator and I need to figure out what a fourth of a dollar is, I'm not going to type in, 1 times 0.25. I'm going to type in 1 divided by 4. But in a case like this, when you're working with, various numbers and such, sometimes it's easier for me to think in terms of multiplication. So, like, basically, with multiplication, if I want the value to be larger, like say I wanted to increase if I wanted to increase this value here, or the value that all of this is creating, to basically make it so that the jump is, you know, smaller because the gravity is stronger, then instead of, you know, lowering the division number, I would just raise the multiplication number to like 0.5 or something. And that just seems easier to me in some cases, but it really does depend. Okay, let's see how that looks actually, because I have no idea. Because I also need to like set this all. Ah, yes. That is what I was wondering. Okay. So in this case, I was wondering why I had these here, but now it makes a little more sense. I actually was multiplying the force of gravity by itself. Oh wait, no, I want generic. Okay, connected there, connected there. That to there and that to there. Move that up just a bit. Gravity scale default and gravity scale jump. Okay, need to make this a bit bigger so that I can actually do things. Way. Wait. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's see how that works. And it's probably going to be a lot more than what I would want. Actually, that's pretty dang close. I don't know if I want him to jump that high. Like, yeah, it just needs to be a little bit lower. So I'm going to take the gravity scales here, and that scale is fine, but I'm going to increase this to say, let's start at 5 and see how that feels. That might be a bit much. Actually, that's not too bad. I'd say we make it just a little bit lower, just a little bit. Like, let's try 4, and then if that seems too much, then I'll do 4.5. Because 5 is actually pretty close. That seems okay. I got Super Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2 recently. Yo! Your collection is growing, my dude. That is awesome. Super Mario Odyssey is a fantastic game. Splatoon 2, it is a great game. Don't get me wrong. Splatoon 2 is an awesome game. I don't know how much you play online. But Splatoon 3 is supposed to come out this year. So, there is that. Grown to 3. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, it's growing. You got to start somewhere, you know. Everybody all like everybody who ever owned a console at some point had just one game on it. So, including myself, of course. Now, granted, day one of me getting a console, I usually buy a few games, but the point still stands. Okay, let's figure out what the heck is going on with the animations for this dude, because I am very confused on it. Like, what did I do? What did I change? Haven't played online at all yet. Haven't gotten an account, but yeah, I did see Splatoon 3. Yeah. Weird. Jump's not even activating. Okay. Wait. No, it's not because of that. Super Mario Odyssey is amazing. Oh, I know, dude. I know so well. It's a fantastic game. It's named Jump. I don't know why it's not activating. It's right there. Is it all like... Yeah, it's activating. But is it instantly deactivating? Ah. Oh, that's the problem. It's never... I'm never on the ground. Or rather, I'm never off the ground. Okay, that's interesting. Layer mask. That's what it was. So the layer still needs to be there. Goodness. Next game I plan to get is Super Smash Brothers, as I'm planning on doing esports next semester playing it. That's awesome. Okay, that's still happening, which is unfortunate. Wait, ground is untagged? Oh, it is. Oh my god, no. I don't know what I was listening to, but I don't want to listen to it again. Okay, let's see if this helps. Okay. I'm sorry. Micah's tag is not... It is ground. That's weird. I don't know why Micah's tag was ground, but it was. There we go. Wait. Wait. I don't think I ever meant for him to have a double jump. Oh, that's funny. Is that right? Yeah, and that's dodge. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. Yeah. Oh, so that's why he was able to jump so high. He didn't have a double jump because of course he wouldn't. Okay. Things are making more sense now. I'm remembering what I did. So the reason that I had it so low and he was able to jump so high in the first place was because he only had one jump. Okay, yeah, and now that's working. Oh, I love that move so much. can't wait to put in attacks to these and stuff. Hey, I found the fastest way to move in the game. Yeah, it's doing that. That's funny. Nice flip, thank you. I actually find it to be pretty fun to do. And it's awesome that you're getting Smash Brothers. I mean, I don't know if I've made this obvious yet or not, but I am a pretty big fan of Smash Brothers. I think it's one of the... if it's not one of the greatest games, then there will never be a game like it ever again. And it is very special to me. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of all of that. I tell you what though, I know you don't play online much, but if you would like to play Smash Online whenever you get it, I would love to play with you. Smash is hands down the best fighting game. It is the best fighting game of its kind. I don't play online much yet. Yeah, fair enough. Hey man, play as much as you want or as much as you can. It doesn't really matter, as long as you're having fun, you know? Don't have a Nintendo account yet? Ah, okay. Well, it's pretty easy to make one, but yeah, you might need that. Also, right, I totally forgot. You actually you need to buy the online now. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, once I get one, I'm down for a Smash fight. Heck yes, dude. Heck yes. I would love to. Once I get more subscribers and people that actually watch my streams more often, I'm totally going to host like some impromptu Smash tournament. That's going to be so fun. If I can ever get the Amiibo tournament back up and going, then I could actually have some people fight my Amiibo, and that could be pretty fun. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So, did that. Right. Okay. So now, I'm going to set the ground back to its normal scaling. 1. And we are going to program in a new thing. Create empty, and I'm going to call this platform spawner. Okay, now in the scene, there's going to be a bunch of more game objects. There's going to be the ground object, and then all the buildings. So this is a great time. Yo, that would be epic. Oh yeah, dude. I really do want to get the Amiibo tournament back up and running. The hardest, I've probably talked about this before, more than likely, but the hardest part about the Amiibo tournament is that if the Amiibo are not at least level 10 or something, then it is so boring to watch. Like, it can be kind of fun to be like, oh, haha, they're not good, that's so hilarious. But, like, I have to get all of the Amiibo up past level 1 and such. And so that means that the first, 10 episodes or whatever is going to be very just boring Amiibos just walking around, hitting each other, randomly activating certain items and such, and it's not So I need to figure out some way. I need to figure out some way to level them up and to still publish that content, but to make it interesting. And I'm not sure how exactly to do that. I have a couple of ideas, like I could do like a round robin thing, or just like put 8 of them into a match and just let them go crazy for like however long. Kind of do like my own style of tournament where there's like 8 people per match, and then we find out a winner instead of it being like 4 people or 2 people. Actually, even just 4 people, because that's a supported mode in Smash Brothers. Wait, how many? Hold on a second. That is not what I... Okay. That is not... Okay. Where are you? There you are. How many characters do I have? There are 77 amiibo that I have currently. So... $77 divided by 4, 19.25. I'm not sure what I'm trying to calculate here. Wait, there's 77. Can't you have like up to 64 in a tournament? So then if I take out a certain amount because of how good they are, whatever, then that could work. But can I do 64 people? Smash Ultimate Tournament mode.
It's not exactly clear whether they even truly exist or could be shown to in the physical universe. If they do, if one day physics finds a use for them, that's great.
Here we go.
But if not,
Tournament mode, The original 3 modes are not selectable. So strike, toss up, has to take place, however not. Experience is there. Both. Yeah.
that would mean
Doesn't tell me how many.
with this brain, a tiny thing, a septillion times smaller than the tiny planet it lives on.
Ah. 32.
Discovered something true.
Is that the max? You can't go any higher than that? With up to 32. Okay. Ah, so for Melee and Wii U, you could have tournaments up to 64 people. But in Ultimate, you can only have up to 32. So if I have the 77, that would be 2.5 battles. That could work. Huh. Although I might have to do more than one because one battle's never enough. Do need to get a Pro Controller if I'm doing esports. Yeah, Pro Controller is probably a good idea. If you want to be a true gamer for Smash Brothers, then you need to get a GameCube controller. Now, I say this, I use a Pro Controller. But yeah, Ultimate went down in number of players in a tournament. Why? Yeah, it's kind of dumb. I actually think it has something to do with Amiibo. Well, no, but they They had it in Wii U too. Although I don't know if you were able to participate with that or Amiibo and Wii U games, but it might be that like it can only handle up to 32 Amiibo to be stored on the system at once or something. I don't know. But yeah. Thing is, the Switch GameCube controllers aren't the same quality as the OG game controllers. That is true, but you are able to get OG GameCube controllers. There are adapters that you can get. Actually, the Wii U had an accessory that you could get that would convert the GameCube controllers into like a Switch format. And it would have like, it had 2 USB ports at the end of it that you'd have to plug into your Switch. And then you could just plug in your GameCube controller into it, like the OG one, and then it would totally work. Now, that being said, I don't know how expensive that is. I do not have one myself. Actually, I might, but I think it's broken. A friend lended it to me a while back. But if I didn't have that, I wouldn't buy one myself. I am perfectly fine with just my Pro Controller, because also, you know, personally, I think that the Pro Controller is one of the most comfortable controllers out there. Now, I'm not saying that it is the most comfortable. I'm saying that it is the most comfortable for me. Because I also have big, chunky hands, and those big buttons on there and the way that the controller forms to your hand and stuff, very nice, very nice. But I also have big hands. Okay. I would like to try and get this thing done. Okay, let's reset that position. Alt full machine. Yeah, the Pro Controller is a nice feel. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Platform spawner. Have to name it. Alrighty. We have all of the things. Oh, we do not have the backgrounds. Sky background. City background. Or building background, actually. Just rename it. There we go. Now, the next question is... I don't know how to move this one. How many wide is this? 1, 2, 3, and some change. Interesting. I'm probably going to make a separate thing for the background, which is fine. Do I take the position of player or the camera? Well, the player can't move out so much, so I'm going to do the camera. The camera, that's what the camera. What would your favorite controller of all time be? Ooh. Honestly, it does have to be the Switch Pro Controller. Like I said, it is the most comfortable controller for me. And yeah, I mean, it's also pretty decently versatile. Like, I'm able to use it on my computer. There is a bit of finagling with it because it's not an Xbox controller, so it doesn't connect automatically. But I have been able to use it before, even wirelessly, which is awesome. But there are some good runner-ups, though. I mean, the GameCube controller is pretty nice. It is a little weird, though. I mean, it's one of the weirdest controllers, right up there with the N64 controller. The PS5 controller is actually pretty good. And actually, in terms of objective quality and just pure tech, the PS5 controller, the DualSense controller, is amazing. Like, I cannot begin to tell you how good it is. Simply because of the DualSense, like, feedback and also the adaptive triggers. Those are insane. The fact that I could be holding the controller and the person that I'm playing as can be getting rained on, and I can feel the individual drops of water falling onto their head in my controller, and it feels like I feel the raindrops hitting it, and that's so cool. I don't know how they did it, but that's so cool. And then the adaptive triggers are really interesting because with certain things it provides a bit of resistance. One of the examples that Astrobot used was you have a Gatling gun basically, and it's like pop, 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 and with each pop there was a bit of resistance applied to the trigger, and so it felt like you were holding something and firing something that was going like pop, 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 pop. And it was really cool. And yeah, that haptic feedback is something else. Yeah, dude. It really adds to the immersion. It's kind of insane. Okay, so how wide is this? Like no, but actually, is it 9 meters wide? Okay, just trying to get as close as possible. Okay. So we could actually say that it's 18 maybe? Or will that look weird? That'll look weird. So 18.25? Not 1.25. Does that leave a bit of a gap? That does leave a bit of a gap. How about 18.24? It overlaps a teeny bit, but you can't tell. So 18.24, that's the value that we want. Okay, so it's in multiples of that. How do I trigger it? Hydrate, gang. I hated the PS1, 2, and 3 controllers. They were basically the same controller, and I hated them all. I really like the PS4 controller. PS5 is not bad, but doesn't sit as well as PS4, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah, I remember. I don't know if I've held all of them, but a lot of the early PlayStation controllers were really weird, and really like clunky, I would say. I don't know. They weren't very ergonomic. They were kind of just, hey, these are things you hold on to.
And the PS4 definitely was a lot better with that. The PS5 for me, like, it fits me okay. Like I said, I have bigger hands than most people, and I think that actually helps in a way. Because the way that the PS5 controller is made, I feel like it's actually made for slightly bigger hands than most people. And so it actually fits my hands a bit better than most. One thing that is interesting about the PS5 controller is that it looks like it shouldn't feel good to hold. And for some people it doesn't, like you said. But like all of the like black parts and sharp corners on it and stuff that it has, it makes you think, oh, well, when I hold this, it's not going to feel good. But what happens is that when you hold onto it as a game controller, you don't touch any of those sharp points. Even when you're moving your thumbs and fingers and all that stuff, you don't mess with any of that. It's all kind of just out of the way. And that's really genius, I think. The fact that they can create something that has such an interesting design, a striking design, and have it be still somewhat comfortable to hold. I think that's pretty awesome. Okay, when the camera gets to an interval of a certain spot. So do I need a modulo? Maybe. No. I'm actually going to open up a different project. Save project. Because I know I did this in this project where I spawned random things, but I forget how I did it. So I'm going to open up this project to see how I accomplished this. And by the way, I should note, I announced this on Twitter earlier. I think it was last night that I did it. But at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be playing a special game. It's the next one in the Jazz Parsons series, is what I'm calling it. And I uploaded it as a YouTube video for the first one, but this time I'm going to stream it live. Because I think that's more fun. But so I'm going to be doing that at 4, and because of that, I actually need to stop this stream at like 3:30, 3:45-ish, somewhere around there. So yeah. Ground handler. Does this just contain? Okay. Now let's look through this. Right, that just moves everything. Oh, interesting. Oh, a box cast. Oh, interesting. So then when... Okay, and that's to destroy it when it gets too far behind. And this one's to create it. Okay, so when it hits, I get the distance, and if it is not 0, doesn't tell me what it is. Origin is 11.5. Where is that? Actually, that doesn't help. Okay, so that's what I was doing. So 11.5, size 2.1. Not sure what that means. Wait, that's the origin? And it's going down. And it's 2 wide and 1 across? What? I have no idea what this means. Okay, well, I think I get the idea. Let's save. So basically what I think I need to do is I need to... Right, okay. So I need to make a raycast that is in front of the camera a certain distance. We're going to say like 2 multiples of 18.24, which is the length of this. And after we spawn in the initial stuff, basically every time that the raycast hits nothing, which means that there's no ground below it, then that means that we know we need to spawn a platform there. And so we'll have it create a platform, and then we're good. So then. And I'll deal with the background later, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so we need a raycast. And let's see.
Remember all the happy times we had.
Collider hit by the ray. The rigid body attached to the object that was hit. The transform of the object. Vector. Gotta go catch next stream, if not before. I see you around, man. It was good to have you here. I always appreciate you coming in to watch the streams.
I'll tell you the truth.
You are like the only person who does. But yeah, thank you. Although don't feel like you have to watch, I should say. Only watch when you have time and when you feel that you want to. Let's do I mean, I guess it would be a rigid body. So yeah. Okay, then let's see. I need to do that first. Why didn't that show up though? Oh, it did, apparently, or something happened. Here we go. 2D, origin direction distance, layer mask. Let's do layer mask. Okay, and the origin is going to be whatever 18.2. Okay, well that would be 2016 and then 0.48. So that's 36.28. Actually, hold on. While that is correct, we actually need to get the position of the camera first. Which apparently we don't have in here. We'll do that. And then we're going to get its X value. And we're actually going to set the Y to be... Actually, yeah, at 0, that's fine. Because it's going to be pointing down anyway. Speaking of which, direction, -1Y, distance... Well, how low is it? -9. Let's go 15, just to be safe. And then the layer mask, this is going to be a bit difficult. But I think I know where to look. Ah. Right, I just copy that. There we go. Now, I'll get the rigid body from that. I think. Actually, no. No. I will do the same thing that I did over here. And just get all of this. If the tag equals ground, that would be good. Or if the tag equals ground, then it'll do nothing. But once it doesn't, then we'll spawn a thing. And spawn in coding terms is instantiate. I think I want parent as well. Yeah. Let's have the parent just be this object. Okay, well, the first one we're going to build is a just ground. It's always going to be ground first. And the position of it, First, we're going to need to take the position of the camera. So where did I put that? Then the Y value of that. Well, first off, let's get this quaterninion in here. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's quaternion. I have no idea. But regardless, the Y value of this needs to be a certain thing. Whatever this value is. No, this value. Oh, and I actually forgot. It needs to be that plus a certain amount. Being 18.24 times 2, which is, in fact, the number we were talking about before. $32.48. I actually need to take this and put it over here as well. Otherwise, the raycast is going to be right where the camera is. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, and before I forget, let's just make sure that this only happens once each time. So, once. And then it'll reset once it detects that there is ground beneath it again. Okay. I have one. It might be working? Now, the question is right now, how much are they overlapping? Quite a bit, it seems, actually. Yeah, it is. It's doing it every half, which is interesting. Oh, that would be why. Okay, so I need to add another 16 point something onto this. 16.24. Okay, this one I'm going to take out my calculator. 32.48 plus 16.28 equals 48.76. Math. Yeah. Okay. Now we have it so that it's... Okay, I see the problem. What we need is... Wait, where... Hold on. Now that I'm thinking about this. Where is the origin of the thing going? Is 32.48, which is here. Why? Wait. Yeah, it's like there. So this is at 18.24. This is at 0. And they're right next to each other. And this means that the distance between this center and that center is 18.24. So then the start of it, the raycast should be casting down at double, right? Wait a second. 18.24. Not 16.24. 18. So this is actually what? Oh, come on. It's 36. I think. Yeah, that seems more reasonable.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one
I just need to,
day,
I need to double check for myself.
tiny flames
18.24 times 2, 36.48. That's what I have. There's the camera plus that. That's where it casts. And then when it does that, then... Okay, and I need to change that number too. It needs to spawn half of it. So 18.24 divided by 2, 9.12. And it needs to spawn at this plus 36.48, which is 45.6. Okay. My math should be right now. Apparently not. Is it always going to be a gap? Oh, no. After that, it's actually... Oh, it's not perfect, but it's there. It works. So why did it spawn so far away? Okay. I needed to change this back to normal because it was putting it, because I'm detecting it where there's nothing. Wait, no. Okay, hold on. That needs to stay as 45.6. This. Wait, no. Actually, goodness. This needs to be 36.48. That part was correct. However, this needs to be lowered 36.48 minus 9.12. 27.36. Okay. And just to make sure everything is good to go here, they're the same height. Let's see how this goes. At the very start, it should spawn. It did. But it spawned it a little askew. Wait, why is the Z value so weird? not sure why the Z value is at like 16 or whatever. What? That's very clearly not the same height, but it says that they're at the... Oh, hold on. No? Then maybe... There it is. That's what was happening. Okay. Let's move you up then. Wait, where is the camera? Oh. It's gonna be back down at 0. And let's readjust this so that it's better accurate. Okay. Yeah, let's just simplify it and say -9. And 0. And 18.24. And that is connecting pretty seamlessly. Okay. Now that should be good. So what happened before is that it was the parent of something that was off center. Except now it's still off center. Oh, right. Okay. Because the Y value just needs to be -9. But we're still getting gaps. That's the problem. These little gaps right here are a no-go. I can't have that. So, what is it? Take the position of the camera, get the X value, then we add that amount onto it. And that amount, because it starts here, it should be 18.24 plus half of 18.24. So 18.24 divided by 2 times 3 is 27.36. So that's accurate. It could be that it's because of a delay. It's possible. However, (9.12) 36.48. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yep. We're still getting that. My guess is that the time it takes for it to register that there's nothing there to when it actually spawns it takes a second. Because it should be that it doesn't spawn anything right away. But then once the camera moves, yep, then it spawns something. However, there's a tiny, tiny little gap. And you'll notice that it is spawning at 36.59 when it should be spawning at 36.48 because that's where the camera was. But it didn't register it, or it didn't get to this point in the sequence until 0.12. So let me try something. I'm going to replace this update with fixed updates. This might work. Nope. Still the same distance. So that didn't matter. And late update wouldn't do anything, so... I could literally just take 0.12 off of it, though. To be 36.36. Like, that should solve the problem, honestly. Except it didn't? Wait, what? Now it's saying that the main camera was 0.31 away. Why? That doesn't... Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would that affect that? Listen to some other stuff. There we go. Let's see what this does. It still says 0.12. Thought maybe if I increased it, then it would change. But then if I decrease it to 0.36, then it's gonna be like, oh, it's actually, yeah. What in the world? I don't understand. Oh, wait, that time it worked. Wait, why did it work that time? Okay, but you can clearly tell that's where the transition was. Okay, so what's happening is it's not consistent. And I need it to be consistent. Well, maybe if I base it off of the position of the other ground pieces, that could work. Yeah, that could work actually. Because it'll take the same data. Wait a second. No, hold on. That's actually it. Take the same data. Okay, so what we can do is that I can actually put this into a variable for this graph and just call it spawn point. Okay. And that's the first thing that we do. And I'll actually make a sequence here. Let's do that. And then, whenever we need it, we'll grab it. Get spawn point. Let me just copy that over to here. Then all we need is to add 9.12. Oops. If I didn't type over anything important. Oh. There we go. Okay, so now what'll happen is that it will first get this value set, and it'll stay the same. That way, okay, yeah, this should work. Hopefully. Why did it change? Why did it change? Of course. Maybe it's that I need to cache the value. What if I, instead of doing that, I just hooked it up directly? Would that change anything? Or is it at the time that it takes for the thing to go through everything? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, in that case, I have another idea. We could try to make this coroutine. Run this event in quarantine enabling asynchronous flow like wait units. Could be useful. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. This really shouldn't be this hard. Because it needs to be, it just needs to be the same. And this entire thing only happens once every frame. So there's no way, like, why does the calculations change moment to moment? Or why do the calculations change moment to moment? I'm going to try and do something that I don't have a lot of experience with, but could be useful. That's caching. Now, something tells me that this isn't going to work because it doesn't like it a lot of times when I try to cache a value. Let's see. Nope. Still didn't work. Why was it different? Why? Oh, hold on, I hit play. Okay, I have another idea. Delays flow by waiting until multiple inputs have been executed. Not quite. Wait for next frame. Delays flow by waiting until the next frame. That could work. Basically, I want to call this value once per frame. So we can get the variable back out, actually. So let's do that. And it is a float. I'm going to do... how do we do this, actually? We want to do it once. Okay, we call it once. And then after, we set it. And it's only reset until the next frame. Right? No. No. Okay, but I don't think we need that. It is reset. It is reset either when it calls true or false at the end. First thing is reset. Next thing is reset that. And if false, it's going to go through all this. That too. Okay. Now we're going to get the spawn point and set it there and here. Now if I did everything right, every frame, it should go through all of this before it is able to call the spawn point variable again. Which means that this spawn point value and this spawn point value should be the same. Which means that it should line up every time. Should. Let's see. Or, you know, it could just not do anything. Okay, what's going on? Oh. Okay, that was just my mistake. Simple not plugging the outlet into the right hole. Here we go. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It happened again? Okay. So this actually tells me that it happens on different frames. Okay. I have an idea. My many other ideas. I'm sure this one's gonna work. Might not, but I hope it will. Okay. So, basically, this cannot be called until the beginning of the frame and wait, gosh, but I can't run the first time. This won't have the same variable. Okay, so what I want to do, just to review it for myself and my own sanity again, I want to call this variable once, and then before it is called again, I want it to be used here and to be used here. And it cannot be called again until both of these have been resolved. The problem is, this one can only be used at a certain point. Let's try a combination of caching and once. Caches the input so that all nodes connected to the output receive the value only once. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Have a once on it, cache it once, and then we go through everything. And then the only way this resets is if one of those do that. But if it happens on different frames, right, but it can only be reset. Okay, this might not work, but if it doesn't, I think I'll know why. In fact, I don't think this will work. Yeah, okay, it didn't. But I think it's because what's happening is that on one frame, this is being called, and it's saying that it's true. Wait. Git tag. What if I tried this? I'm just spitting in the wind at this point. I have no idea. Yeah, okay. But then, can it ever happen again? I didn't think so. You can't if you only instantiate it once, because it has to reset. So then, but if I disconnected that one, then it won't do anything at all. Yeah. Those need to be connected there. I'm going to do that.
There needs to be some kind of weight function or something. Like, I think I'm going to try and take a lazy way out, and that's to make this part of it on a late update. And then we're going to get spawn points variable here. And we'll go ahead and make this not a quarantine just because it doesn't really matter. Now, the only issue that this might cause is it not picking it up in the first place, but we'll see. Although it is set to 0 at first, so it should be fine. Okay, it happened again. These two values were different, even with the late update. Okay. Well, would that... Actually, okay, hold on. That tells me that we can do it after, and it won't damage anything. So therefore, what I can do is I can make it on the same and do it after. This isn't going to work, but it's worth a shot. Oh, it just didn't work at all. Oh, because, right. Hello again. Hey, welcome back. I am very frustrated. I'm still trying to figure out how to spawn this ground piece without it having this stupid heckin' little gap here. And it's really confusing as to why it's happening. If it turns out to be true, then it can just go around and loop again. That's fine. But it does need to set the spawn point, so we'll go to here. But if it registers something and it turns out to be false, then don't. Right? Would that work? No. But it would allow me to keep on going. So why does it do that? After everything. Maybe if I... So I'll have to set this as a quarantine again. And then, wait for end of frame. Okay, that could work. Maybe this will do it. That's even worse. What in the world? That's such a big difference. Wait. Oh, that's wait. That's different because of something else. Hold on. What's the deal here? So, give me 1 second and I'll try to explain it. Might actually be the same. Okay, so basically there's whenever the camera, okay, now let me go back a bit further. So when I move and when the camera moves, obviously we want more platforms to be created as we go along. And these are going to be randomized, but I'm going to get to that later. Right now, all that I want is for platforms to be spawned equally spaced apart. So my thought was that I could get a raycast, which is basically just an invisible line that shoots in a direction of your choice for a certain amount of length. In this case, I'm having it be like right here, and shooting downwards. And then I have it set so that whenever it hits nothing, then it creates a block there in the space where it should. The problem is I'm basing the spawn point of the new block based off of where the raycast was. And basically the length of these blocks is like 18, it says here 18.24, basically. So the idea is I take wherever the raycast was, I take the raycast point, and then I add 18.24 onto it, and that's where I spawn it at. The problem is that when it registers it hitting nothing, and when it actually spawns the thing, is happening at two different times. And I know this because the spawn, like, here, I'll go ahead and show you. So this is all happening in one single frame, supposedly. And I'll do this, I'll move forwards, and there's a bit of a gap. And well, and I can't really test that though. What if... It might actually be the same. But it's not always... Wait. No, hold on. Well, I fixed it. I can't believe I didn't see it before. So it turns out there wasn't a difference. I didn't need to make sure everything happened at the same time. All that was happening is that it was spawning a little farther away than I needed it to. So, yeah. Big oof, but it happens to the best of us. Good news is that I can simplify this out a bit more now. Although, it wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. Yeah, see, that's too far. Yeah, sometimes it just happens like that, where it doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes it's just a very simple thing that you missed.
now I'm just gonna go back and just make sure that I'm just gonna leave it like this, even if it is complicated. Because I don't know, I might have actually done something right, maybe? It was happening again for some reason. Okay, that's better. That's too far. That's pretty dang perfect. I'd say that's pretty dang perfect. It's getting a bit closer though. Whoa, and that one just has a big old gap on it. Why? Oh, I wonder. Maybe this ought to fix something. Okay, that's fine. Probably. All I'm doing right now is just adjusting it to make sure that it's accurate and it lines up good, but also making sure that it doesn't change over time, because it shouldn't, but sometimes it does, for no apparent reason.
What is this place?
Okay, I'm getting closer. That's too close. 9.25. You know what?
What is this place?
Can I do that? Is there a way to do that? So I'm thinking I have this spawn point variable that is based off of the camera. But what if I made it so that this spawn point was restricted to like certain values, or like it could only go to a certain decimal point, like say the third or something? Is there a way to do that? Somewhere in here, maybe. Oh, I could do that. Yeah. Okay. I have an idea. Bing, bing, bing. So we have this thing called round to integer, or round to nearest integer. That's all well and good. If I take this, because it'd be like to 18 and 19 and 20, but I want it to be to like 18.24, 18.25. So here's my thinking. If we multiply it by 100 first, and then put it into round to nearest integer, and then we divide it by 100, bring it back down, we're basically doing that. We're basically rounding to the nearest hundredth at this point. Okay, and I'm just going to set this to 9 for now. And what that should do is make it so that there isn't a lot of okay, that was interesting. I don't know if you noticed that. Well, okay, you probably did because you might have been watching. But basically, what happened was I walked over here, and then the raycast detected nothing and spawned the thing here. And then I moved back, and it once again detected nothing because there's this little gap here. And it actually spawned it pretty dang close to where I wanted it to be, actually. So that's interesting. What if it, like, wasn't that close? What if I just, like, 26 and then add 10 instead? I know you're probably not going to be following along. A lot of times programming isn't the most exciting thing, but once something gets going, then it can be pretty cool. $27.46. Oh, and it's here too. Wait, did I actually stop it at the right frame? Let's round it once more to the nearest tens, basically. See if that helps with anything. Oh. Oh. That's not bad. But now it's a bit farther out. My guess is the farther that we would go, the bigger the gap would get. Yep. Oh, it's. Okay, I see what's happening. Sorry, I wasn't able to type. I have the stream running on a side tab while playing Minecraft and was in the Nether. Oh, don't worry, dude. Honestly, like, I appreciate you chatting with me and stuff, but if you want to just play Minecraft while you have me in the background, that is totally fine. If you have a question or want to comment on something, obviously you are totally welcome to, but do not feel like you have to. Okay. So if I do the to the nearest tens place, and then I add 0.04 to it, then wait, no, wouldn't that be the same problem? No idea. I feel like there is something that I'm missing. Well, okay, that's all well and good. Get that same distance? Nope. Of course not. Okay, I'm forming an idea, and it's basically going to rewrite this entire script. Basically. But that's okay. Honestly, the only thing that we need is this stuff here. Everything else can go. Trust me, there's a method to my madness, as always. Okay, so my new idea is that I'm going to take the position of the camera, like before, and in which case I shouldn't have deleted everything. Okay. That and that. I am pretty sure I can do this. I'm going to take... So if you don't know, basically what the formula for modulo is it basically just takes the remainder of a division problem, which seems pretty useless until you consider certain things. Basically, one way that it can function, and the way that it's going to function here, is that it's going to detect whenever it loops back around to 0. So say that for instance, these are 16.24 units, or sorry, 18.24 units wide, right? What that means, and so what I'm going to do is that every 18.24 units that he moves forwards,
I am going to spawn a new platform at a point equivalent to where the camera is, plus a certain amount. Yeah. And that should work. In heavy quotation marks, should. So basically, I take wherever the camera is, I divide it by 18.24, which is the length of it. And then we're going to have a branch, which is basically an if statement that says if the module, or the modulo, wait, hold on. Okay, oh, right, okay, this actually works better than I expected. I'm gonna make a variable and call it just mod number. And it's going to be an integer? No, it's gonna be a float. Okay, okay, yeah. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna compare them. And if the modulo number is greater than or equal to the mod number, then I'm going to set the mod number to new, to whatever that was. And while that doesn't mean anything just yet, because I'm not going to program it in just yet, I'm going to watch this mod number and see what it tells me. Okay. That is neat. Ah, right, okay. So it is actually working as intended, but it is not what I had foreseen to be useful. Oh. Right, okay. I just need to divide it by 18.24 and then floor it to the nearest integer. Returns the largest integer smaller to or equal to the number, and that's what I want. Okay. Now, it should only go up in whole numbers. 1, 2. Yes, that is what I want. Now, why isn't... Ah, I see. Okay, now it should go up.
2. I can go back down and go back down to 1 and then 0, but it won't change. Okay, that's good. That's good. So that's actually exactly what I wanted. Now, when this becomes true, it'll set the new number, but it'll also spawn a block. And its position, the equivalent to whatever the mod number is, times 18.24. Okay, let's see what happens. Ah. It needs to be greater, not greater than or equal to. Because it's going to be equal to it a lot. Okay, it spawned a new block on that one. Okay, that's fine. What that tells me actually is that we just need to add another 18.24. Now it should spawn a new block. Okay, that's nice. How close was it? Pretty dang close, that's not bad. Spawn another, and it's basically the same. Sweet! That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, but now the problem is it's spawning way too close. So I need to get the position, and I need to subtract 9.12, which is half of the 18.24. That way, basically it's detecting, like, the camera's currently in the middle of one of the platforms, but now it's going to be detecting the spot that's on this side of the platforms. Or rather, that is where the position is going to be starting from. So it's actually going to start at -1, and then it's going to go to 0, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, so it started at -1. Might be I actually need to... Yeah, okay. So I actually did that wrong. I need to not subtract, but I need to add. Sorry about that. That way it's on the other side. So it's a bit ahead of the player. That's what I want. Although it might be spawning it out too far, is my guess. Or it could just work perfectly. Wow. Wow. I've done it. And it doesn't matter how fast I go, we'll always spawn a new block. Wait, hold on. What's going on? How fast am I moving? Oh, it just looked really fast for some reason. Okay. Oh, okay, we did it. Oh my god, yes. Thank god. Oh gosh, and it's 3:50. Okay. I'm going to stop the stream here. But that does not mean I am done. Far from it, my friends. Just that I'm stopping the dev stream here. So, what's gonna happen is I'm going to go offline for a bit, and I'm instantly going to start a new stream. So just head to my channel and it'll be right there. All that it is that I am going to be playing the next game in the Jazz Parsons series called Camp Clover. He just released it like yesterday, I think. And so I told him like, hey, I'm totally going to play this on stream. And he was like, that's awesome, dude. Glad to hear it. And so, yeah, I'm going to, or actually, I wonder, am I able to just change the title of everything? Oh, I totally am. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, in that case, will be a little weird because then it'll look like the whole stream was about that, but that's okay. It's easier than to end the stream and have you guys wait a bit longer. So I'm going to be right back, and when I come back, we're going to be playing a cool horror game of sorts. Woo!
Bye.